36 before 36 results. It was quite the year. Not only did I manage to get last place in a 100-mile bike race, but I also wrecked my airplane. For the last 12 years, I've been making a list of goals that corresponds with my age. It started with a 25 before 25 list, and I just wrapped up my 36 before 36 list. Some notable goals have been completing an Ironman triathlon, running a 100-mile ultramarathon, a 200-mile ultramarathon, going on 10 dates, which led to marrying my wife, starting a small business, which has ended up doing $1 million in revenue a year, getting my pilot's license, buying an airplane, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, and my favorite goal, learning to throw ninja stars. Let's dig into this year's results. Goal number 8 was the Core 4, a 100-mile bike race on gravel roads, mountain bike trails, dirt roads, and pavement. I had done barely any cycling going into this race, relying on my running fitness to get me through. I was back of the pack right from the start, and it was a real slog for 10 hours on some of the most technical riding I'd ever done. I came in last place, but coming in a DFL at this race is quite the achievement. Let me show you. Not only did I get this trophy right here, but I got showered in champagne. I also made it in the local newspaper with a photo and everything, which was more than they gave the rider who came in first place. Goal number 34 was to try out overalls. I was really confident I would love overalls. It's such a pragmatic clothing choice, but I hated them. Not only were they uncomfortable, but the little metal pieces jingled every time I moved. On the plus side though, of all these goal videos that I made, this one is the only one that continues to get views. The comments are just me getting ridiculed by men who have far more calloused hands than I do. Goal number 26, I learned CPR. What a boring goal. Maybe someday I'll save someone's life and this will be the coolest goal I've ever done, but that hasn't happened yet. Goal number 18, time block schedule. I take it back. This is probably the most boring goal on my list this year. For 2 weeks, I scheduled my entire day into blocks and tried to stick to that schedule all day. Goal number 15, the 75 hard challenge. Every day for 75 days straight, I completed at least 2 45-minute workouts, drank a gallon of water, kept to a diet, read 10 pages of a self-improvement book, and took a progress photo. At first, this seems like a fitness challenge, but 2 months in, I realized it's more of a discipline thing. The physical results were great, but more importantly to me was realizing, hey, if I really want to get something done, I can always make time for it to make it happen. Goal number 35, wait just a second. I solved the world's largest Rubik's Cube. Between us girls, this is no longer the world's largest Rubik's Cube, but it was when I bought it. I think this took me something like 15 or 20 hours to do. I really want to mix it back up, but then I realized how much effort it was to get done. Goal number 36, in continuing with the puzzles, I completed the all-white puzzle with one piece missing. Let me show you. I was so proud of completing this that I framed it. So this puzzle was created by YouTuber Simone Yetch. She got a brain tumor and thought since she was miserable, she should make everybody else miserable as well. That's 100% fact, look it up. Big thanks to my father-in-law Mark and my brother-in-law Ben for helping me with this. Progress on this puzzle was tremendously slow. I could go 15 minutes staring at the white abyss without finding a single piece. But one day, the circuits in my brain rewired and I completed 200 pieces in 3 days. It was truly a miracle. Goal number 32, message my little brother 200 times. Sherrard and I have been matched through Big Brothers Big Sisters for 7 years, and ever since I moved away from Milwaukee, we've kept in touch with video messages. This year, he graduated high school in the top 5% of his class. I couldn't be more proud, and now he's off to college to study computer science. Goal number 31, we donated 10% of our income to charity. This is my least favorite of all the goals, but it is the easiest. I figure if there's any sort of afterlife, then maybe it'll buy me a ticket to the party upstairs. Goal number 33 was Alpha Dad, my goal of being a better father. I quantified this goal as 75 hours of teaching my children. We worked on math and reading, and my big takeaway is that, hey, learning needs to be fun, so I need to find ways to make it as creative and engaging as possible for my children. All in all, I completed 10 of my goals. But if we want to talk about how I wrecked my airplane, then we need to talk about my partially completed goals. Goal number 27, I was on my way to obtaining my instrument rating, which allows you to fly an airplane through clouds relying on the instruments in the cockpit. I had just scheduled my check ride when I had a gear collapse on landing due to a poor crosswind landing. Thankfully, there were no injuries and the damage wasn't really that bad, but it has taken over a year to get my airplane repaired. Goal number 13, I worked on making a water sculpture for my wife. This was my favorite goal of the year because it sort of combined the creativity of art with my sort of engineering talent of making things. My wife likes the epoxy resin sculptures from this artist who she found on Instagram. And I thought I could make one of them for far cheaper than what she's selling them for. I've had a lot of success, but I need to make a much larger sculpture in order to consider this goal complete. Goal number 14, $2 million in revenue for the small business. We did 1.4 million, so we missed this goal by a long shot, but it still represented a 5% increase from the previous 12 months. Goal number 11, 365 daily goal update shorts. So that's what these videos have been that have been shown on the side, have been the videos I made for 320 straight days updating progress on my goals. I made it 11 straight months, but then missed a day just on accident when we were traveling. This was a great goal in that it ensured I had to make progress on one of my other 35 goals so that I had something to share in my daily update video. Goal number 6, sub 19-minute 5K. Over the course of a couple months, I was able to take 1.5 minutes off my time using some speed training, but the fastest I was able to run was a 20:36, which comes out to a 6:39 minute per mile pace. Other partially completed goals include 2,500 servings of fruits and vegetables, 200 days of meditation, meal prep for 2 weeks, learning Python, and getting scuba certified. The past couple of years, I've been giving myself credit for these partially completed goals so that if completion of a goal is no longer within reach, I'm still motivated to make progress on it. So with 10 fully completed goals and 6.5 partially completed goals, my total for the year comes out to 16.5, which is far greater than last year when my total was only 6.3. All that said, the biggest goal completion this year wasn't my own, but my wife. After 4 years of med school, 1 year of working in a hospital in Haiti, 5 years of surgery residency, 2 years of research, which included getting a master's in public health from Harvard, and then 2 years of a pediatric surgery residency, my wife is now a full-fledged pediatric surgeon. I'm exhausted just as the support staff standing on the sidelines, so I can't imagine what it's like, putting in the 80 and 100-hour weeks. So big congrats to her. Let's talk about some takeaways for the year. Number 1 has to be consistency, which is the main takeaway every year. None of these goals require some Herculean effort, but they all do require day-to-day work, chipping away. At best, I can string together 3 months of consistency, which is something I really need to figure out if I ever want to accomplish a large chunk of my goals on my list. Number 2 would be wasted time. I track how I spend my time every hour, and I had almost 1,000 hours of wasted time this year. Just for context, a big goal like getting my pilot's license took me 330 hours. So I could have conceivably accomplished 3 giant goals this year had I better utilized that time. All right, so this video has been super delayed. I turned 36 9 months ago, and I'm just now getting to this video because I really wanted to release my 37 before 37 list, but figured I couldn't publish it until I wrapped up my 36 before 36 list. I've had a pseudo 37 before 37 list that I've been working on for the last 265 days, but we'll create a finalized list and see how much I can accomplish in the next 100 days. Stay tuned for that video.